Miguel, Mariel. Hey, congratulations on your new film, Die Like a Man.
Thank you.
You know what? We just gotta love these independent projects that you folks actually do, and this is a good one, especially on the streets of I want to say the streets of Venice Beach, but let's hear it first from both of you. Is what initially drew you that you want to be part of Die Like a Man?
Um, After reading the script, I really fell in love with the character and with the world. Eric is such a strong writer and really speaks from the heart. And I think for me as an actor, it was going to be a really big challenge to be a part of a project like this, to really tell this story right and to become Freddy. And I think as an actor, it was really exciting to kind of go there. And I really hadn't read material that had so much heart and so much passion in it. So, from the writing, from the script, and then being able to really become this person, I think was a really exciting thing. And I thought it was a really important story to tell, especially for young men.
I had met Miguel on a project and he was already talking about it, and just the way that he was talking about it and preparing for it, I thought that it was very interesting, and I was definitely, you know, just envious that he had this project that he was going to go back to and that he was putting so much time and effort into, and that they were going to film in LA. And then it just so happened that they were looking for their Luna. And so Miguel suggested that I should audition. And thankfully, I listened to him. And I met with Eric and we did the audition, and it was super special. It was really, really, really just um one of my fondest memories ever, filming and creating this character with the help of Eric and Miguel.
That's awesome. Miguel, tell us about getting into the headspace of Freddy. How because he's so torn and divided throughout this film from start to finish. Can you talk about that?
The first thing that we really had to do was make sure we respected this world. And thankfully, Eric put us through a lot of rehearsals, a lot of trials. When I was auditioning for the project, I was within a community of people that had firsthand experience from what Freddie had experienced, what Luna had experienced, what his mother Mabel had experienced, and all these characters. And I think taking in all those stories and being able to get the okay from them to be able to tell the story was our first step. Um, I spoke to a lot of young men about uh, why getting into gang life, why make the decisions they had made, and I really felt like there was a lot of pain in so many of these stories. There was so much pain in the way that they spoke about it. Even though some of them might have been proud, even when talking about it, you could still hear all of that through. So obviously there was part of me that had to access my own pain and struggles and try to show respect to what Freddie was going through. Luckily, we had so many rehearsals, Mariel and with Cory, with Berenice and Eric, and I think that was just the beginning of where we could go. And we just really had to prepare and get into a mindset in a space where I felt vulnerable and comfortable. And luckily, the actors that I had around me allowed for that. They allowed me to be vulnerable and be myself and show some sides of Freddie that I didn't even know I had. So I feel very fortunate. Because that
So
was the
true.
way in a little bit.
So true. Mariel, I know your character Luna went through a different headspace because she struggles trying to fall in love with the character Freddy in this case. Can you talk about that?
She doesn't struggle falling in love with him. I think she struggles with trying to make him see just how much there is for him out there, and just how much he doesn't see the things he doesn't see in himself the things that Luna sees in him. And I think she struggles with that because she sees a world outside of this world for herself, for Freddie. Um, she's the dreamer, There's a lot of Eric in Luna. I think that she's also, I think, wiser for her age, and she sees past Freddy's bullshit and this facade that he puts on and the walls that he puts up. And so she's really just determined to break those down, even if it costs her. And we end up seeing that it does. But I think when you love someone so much, um, you don't want to see them uh, self-sabotage in the way that Freddie is doing. So I think for me, that was something that was key to creating this role was approaching everything from love and a playfulness and a childlike energy, because I think that when they're together, even though Luna wants to be this wiser, older woman, I think that when she's with Freddie, I think they both bring out in each other a very childlike quality. And I think at the end of the day, that's what we're reminded of in this movie is that they're just kids. They're not, they shouldn't be making these decisions or dealing with a lot of what they're dealing with.
Now, to the both of you, the chemistry on screen is amazing, and it seems like you've been both developing this chemistry for a very long time. I want to say since what the another project of the Promised Land, which both of you were on. Can you talk about how you developed the chemistry for both Freddie and Luna for this project?
I mean, we had been really close since we met on Promised Land. Miguel played my younger brother there. So different role. But when we shot the pilot, we were shooting it in Georgia. So it was really this very unique experience where we were all confined to really our hotel and wherever we were shooting on location for about a month. So the entire cast of Promised Land, including Miguel and I, got very, 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 very close. And then actually after we wrapped oh no, wait, did we go to no, we went after, right? But we were really good friends and we hung out a lot, and even when we got back from shooting the pilot, before I even knew that I got Luna, Miguel and I would hang out a lot. We both lived in LA, and yeah, I mean, all of that is you know, it wasn't hard to build or to form. You know, it was just really Miguel and I and our relationship and our love for each other. And that's what was so fun is that we could really kind of improvise and trust each other. I mean, we were both tough on each other too. I was tough on Miguel. Miguel was tough on me when we felt like we didn't believe something or that we could take it further. There was enough trust between us to call each other out. I think. I don't know, Miguel, if you
Yeah, yeah,
agree.
yeah.
So it's super, honestly, it's really lovely to see. I love seeing all those little moments between us on screen because a lot of that is very real and, true to who we are.
Care to add anything, Miguel?
No, I mean, I think she said it all.
I'm just curious is because in this film both of you had the one-on-one on basketball. So in reality, who's actually better?
Oh my God, I'm so bad.
We were both terrible. We were both so bad. I'm not even lying.
No, Miguel, you're being so sweet. Like
I don't think we made one shot. I'm not
I
even.
didn't make one shot. Didn't make one shot. But I am scrappy. Like you kind of see it there, but like I'll like, I'll nail you and put my hands and foul you, and I play a little dirty for sure, but I'm not making any shots.
Great improv to the both of you. Now, no judgment, because this film is about teens in that neighborhood, and of course, being as much older actors, how comfortable are you playing, teenagers on screen? And that's a testament to both of you looking very youthful.
Well, thank you. I mean, I remember when Miguel wanted me to audition for this role. I mean, I was younger than I am now, but I was like, there's no way. They're not gonna believe that I'm, in high school with you. And he was like, no, just audition, just audition. But are you kidding? I love playing younger because the younger you are, the more reckless you are, and I don't know, maybe the less insecure you are about things that come up when you're older. I don't know, you, Miguel.
No, yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I think these characters had a maturity that although they were younger, there was there, that we brought out. But like Maria said before, like when we're together, we're just kids. So I felt like it was easy just to play those like kids that we usually already are, even though we're older than that age. Um, but it's interesting because you wanna combine both that youthfulness with that trauma that these people are going through, So it's a delicate balance of having that energy, that naive energy that we both have as Looney and Fred, and maybe as Mariel and Miguel, and just putting it on screen. I guess it's good that we look young, so
I'll take it.
yeah, I'll take it.
It's a win. And what about filming in the Venice Beach area? Because I recognize those neighborhoods, and the only reason why I recognize those neighborhoods very well is because the church that's being filmed all over the place. My sister rented a house right next door to that church, and I was going, gosh, I park in front of that church by that park all the time. So so
Oh,
it's
wow.
so, I recognize the streets and the alleys and all this kind of stuff. But tell us about Venice Beach as a character in those neighborhoods,
I
Miguel.
mean, how important is it that we were able to film in Los Angeles? This movie, there's no way this movie would have had the weight, the personality, the culture that it did if we did not film in Los Angeles. There's no way. You can't recreate that in a set or elsewhere, you know? So it was so beautiful that we were able to film right where this story happened. I mean, we were so blessed, and that's kind of like the style of indie style movies, you have that opportunity to do that. And luckily we were able to show that culture because I think it's a huge part in the movie. It's a character in the movie. Los Angeles is a character in this film. Um, and it's interesting because these areas of Los Angeles, although sometimes look so beautiful and nice, there's a lot of darkness on the other side of it too. I remember Eric telling me stories about um, kids that were getting shot in front of these $1 million mansions in Venice, uh, related to gang violence, 16, 17-year-old boys that were just getting murdered outside of these homes that you go by and you're like, wow, this is an amazing house. And unfortunately, these stories are covered up by real estate agents and all that kind of stuff to not lower any of the value of the homes. But these things are actually happening. We were telling stories of people that were currently going through these things. Um, so how important is that, and how beautiful and lucky we are that we were able to film in the river too, and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's no way you can recreate that stuff. There's no way.
Also, a lot of our background actors who were non-actors were going through Berenice's company from the streets to the sets, which basically takes anyone who has come from that life and has been in a gang that wants to kind of make a new life for themselves, and be in front of or behind the camera. So we had access to all those actors, which we wouldn't have had access to if we filmed in Georgia or somewhere else, that just also adds to, I think, the authenticity of the film and what it's trying to portray.
Well said. And both of you you both have done big budget stuff before, and you're familiar on screen. But what's the love of doing independent films like Die Like a Man?
I mean, for me, it's like you don't have all these like big corporations or companies trying to get a specific product out of you, you know. Eric is such a warrior. I think he never let anybody be involved in the process that would have taken any artistic value from this film because he cares so much about this community. Um, and the type of material that we were able to work from and use, you know, the rehearsals that we were able to have without any overhead of like, oh, we have to pay you for that kind of stuff. Um, just being able to be together, being able to work with actors and people that are incredible. I mean, like, I'm not somebody that's going to sell out a movie theater, so I had the opportunity to be a lead in a film, you know? I think that's so amazing that I was given that opportunity and I was able to work with Mariel and Cory and Berenice and all these people, but all these people that aren't necessarily gonna you know, there's no overhead that's going to be like, hey, you know, this person's bringing in millions and millions of dollars. You know, I think these are just actors, real professionals and artists that were able to portray and tell this story, you know?
I also think that when you take away the big budget of it all, you get people that are really invested in it through their passion for film, through whatever they want to prove to themselves, um, or because they just love it. And I think that's the biggest part of this is that Miguel and I we weren't in it for the money. We were trying to showcase and explore different things and parts of ourselves, which feels a lot more creatively free than when, like Miguel said, you feel more like a product with a big budget film or TV show where there's just so many cooks in the kitchen that everyone thinks they know what will sell and what will make money. And you get more of the business aspect of it. With a movie like Die Like a Man, you get more of the love aspect of it and the freedom. I Someone once said, I don't know who, that making a movie is like having an affair. And there's like so much passion, and it might not work out, and it might be, you know, it might be the cause of so many troubles in your life, down the road. But in that moment, it's so much passion and it keeps you up at night and you're doing it out of love. And maybe you don't even know why you're doing it. But I always really liked that metaphor. And I think it's so true. And you kind of just leave it all there because after 2 weeks, you're done and you can't really look back.
Well said, well said. Well, I've taken a lot of your time, but what's up next, Miguel?
I'm currently understudying at the Mark Tipper Forum. They're doing Hamlet, and I'm understudying for the role of Horatio. So I might go on, I might never go on, but you know, I've done two plays back to back. This is going to be my third one. Some film stuff in between, and I don't know. We'll see.
When
Well,
is it going to premiere?
Previews are the last week of May for Hamlet.
So it'll be like tickets you'll be able to get for June.
You can get tickets for preview and then all the month of June and into July as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be watching the show every night. So
how about for you, Mario? What's up next for you? And don't say this is a goodbye to NCIS Origins for us.
Oh, I don't know. All I can say for NCIS Origins is that you will have to tune in to season 2 to see what happens with my character. Um, and then I have a show coming out in September on HBO Max, which I'm really excited about. It's called Ugly. And I'm just traveling. I'm just enjoying this life.
Well, it's a wonderful life. And Miguel, just one last question for you. Do you miss the shaved head and the tattoos that you had to do for Die Like a Man?
I was so close to shaving my head last week.
Oh my gosh.
I really was so close. I was so close, and then my agents were like, "Don't do that." I think I still might do it. So I might shave my head next week or this week. Who knows? The tattoos, I've gotten some tattoos, nothing as big as Freddy, but I'm adding to my collection. But I do like the shaved head look. I think I might shave it off. I
He
haven't.
had he
Wow.
had bleached blue hair before he did Die Like a Man too, so he's not
After.
he's always changing it up.
It was after.
Oh, just kidding.
I shaved my head and then we finished the movie and then I dyed it.
I was gonna say, Maro, you had red streaks in your hair for this film.
I did, but those were not real. I have to say they made them look real, but they're not. But yeah, maybe I'll shave my head too.
There you go. Unity. Miguel, Mariel, thank you very much for speaking to us about Die Like a Man. It's wonderful to speak to both of you again, and looking forward to for future projects with both of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye now.
Bye-bye.